What's up, everybody? I want to tell you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's one of the easiest ways to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting Anchor on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download Anchor, the app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And I'm a veteran, so let's hear some more military cadences. What's up, family? I am back with news you can use and lose. We give you some important news, some hood news, and some ratchet news. So let's get right into it. The January 6th committee. Let's hear unseen footage from House Speaker Pelosi. Whenever this okay.
There has to be some way we can maintain the sense that people have that there's some security or some confidence that government can function and that we can elect the President of the United States. Did we go back into session?
We did go back into session, but now apparently everybody on the floor is putting on tear gas masks to prepare for a breach. Well, I'm trying to get more information.
They're putting on their tear gas masks. There has to be some way we can.
So they're playing unheard footage and footage on this. Here's people's view on that. My God, this footage of Speaker Pelosi and Senator Chuck Schumer on January 6th trying to end the violent attack on Capitol Hill during the height of the chaos. This is heroic. Some people said, well, that 5-minute montage the January 6th committee just played leads me to the conclusion that America did have a president on January 6th. Her name was Pelosi. Let's see with this.
General, in your law enforcement responsibility. A public statement, they should all leave. Cannot be just we're waiting for so-and-so. We need them there now, whoever you got.
You also have troops. This is Steny Hoyer. Troops.
Okay, so we have a little
Fort
bit of time
McNair,
to make that decision.
Andrews Air Force Base.
All right.
Other military bases.
Thank you.
We
Thanks,
need
Paul.
active
Bye.
duty National Guard.
How soon in the future can you have the place evacuated, cleaned out?
I don't want to speak for the leadership that's responsible for executing the operation, so I'm not going to say that because they're on the ground and they're the
Well, just pretend for a moment it was the Pentagon or the White House or some other entity that was under siege. And let me say, you can logistically get people there as you make the plan. We're trying to figure out how we can get this job done today. We talked to Mitch about it earlier. He's not in the room right now, but he was with us earlier and said, we want to expedite this, and hopefully they could confine it to just one complaint, Arizona, and then we could vote, and that would be, then just move forward with the rest of the state. The overriding wish is to do it at the Capitol. What we are being told very directly is it's going to take days for the Capitol to be okay again. We've gotten a very bad report about the condition of the House floor with defecation and all that kind of thing. as well. I don't think that that's hard to clean up, but I do think it is more from a security standpoint of making sure that everybody is out of the building, and how long will that take? I just got off with the vice president.
I got off with the vice president-elect, so I'll tell him.
Okay, but what we left the conversation with, because he said he had the impression from Mitch that Mitch wants to get everybody back to do it there.
Yes.
I said, well, we're getting a counterpoint that is, it could take time to clean up the poo-poo that they're making all over literally and figuratively in the Capitol, and that it may take days to get back.
Yes, I'm at the Capitol building. I'm literally standing with the chief of police of the U.S. Capitol Police. He just informed me what you will hear through official channels. Paul Irving, your sergeant at arms, will inform you that their best information is that they believe that the House and the Senate will be able to reconvene in roughly an hour.
So yeah, we all know what happened with January 6th and how crazy that is. You know, it will be a day in history that we will remember forever. It is definitely not going away. I don't know if anything will come out of it, but, you know, what happened tonight in football, the Bears lost. And I can actually say I'm kind of happy because Russell Wilson finally won a game. So I'm happy about that. No, it wasn't even Russell Wilson. I don't even know why I said that. Final score is Washington Commanders won 12-7. I was thinking they played the Broncos, but the Bears colors are looking like the Broncos tonight. But yeah, they lost to the Commanders, which is pretty bad because the Commanders aren't that good. People are saying we always get told that we're almost there. Me personally, I'm tired of being almost there. And that's from the quarterback. He's just frustrated. I mean, you can't really put it on. It's so much of a coaching thing as well. Like these guys, they're new. That's a new quarterback as well. It's hard to, you know, it's hard. I wouldn't want to do the job. I want the paycheck, but I wouldn't definitely want to do the job. In ratchet news, there's rap beef. These rap females are beefing again over Grammy nominations. If you're interested in that, I'm not going down that rabbit hole because we'll be reading stuff all night about this stuff. Let's see what else is going on around this town. There's so much. I'm just trying to pick what I want to talk about. Get this serious stuff out the way first. So, let's see here. Trump reacts to the committee's unanimous vote to subpoena him. Let's see what he says. Once this comes up. You have to wait for the ad to play, of course, and then we'll hear what the former president says about himself being subpoenaed. He's always an interesting person to listen to.
Out there saying, why did the Unselect Committee ask me to testify months ago? Why didn't they? Why did they wait until the very end? Okay, that is a question because people have been asking them for months, and actually a lot of people thought they were done these hearings, and then they added another one. They're still continuing to make their case. Why did they wait till now? What's the strategy?
Well, Aaron, one thing the committee has been masterful at, and you referred to this when you asked John the question, is making the case to the American people. And so this was the last bombshell. It's not unusual to wait until you've gathered evidence from others. It's classic law enforcement.
Yeah.
John's on the law enforcement side. I've been on the defense side. You work your way up the pyramid. So I think it's both good drama, good stagecraft, but it is good law practice as well.
Which is interesting because, Stephanie, there's the expectation that Trump will fight this or not do it. I mean, you know him well. Do you think there's any chance that he actually agrees to do this?
So I think that he won't be able to resist the thought of going in front of the committee and defending himself. You know, he always would say to me and to everyone else, I'm my own best spokesperson, you know, and he thinks as a narcissist that everything he says is right and beautiful and perfect, right? Perfect phone calls. I think he's going to string the committee along. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he tries to negotiate with them, maybe to make sure it's in prime time for ratings, make them allow him to show some of his bogus proof that the election was stolen. That wouldn't surprise me at all. And then when he doesn't get his way, of course, he'll put out on his social media that they wouldn't cooperate. He tried. So if I had to predict or guess, that would be my thought.
So there you have it. I actually enjoy.
Members can save up to 30% by adding a
I
hotel
actually enjoy Trump's rhetoric. He's funny, and if you ever like mess up on your job, I suggest you talk like Trump. Like, what I did was perfect, and then just deflect. I mean, the man is a classic at that. There was a shooting in Raleigh tonight, 5 dead, including an off-duty officer. So 5 people are dead in Raleigh, North Carolina. 2 people were taken to the hospital, one of whom was a K-9 officer with non-life-threatening injuries. The other victim is a critical condition. He said, tonight terror has reached our doorstep. The nightmare of every community has come. This is a senseless, horrific, infuriating act of violence. The suspect was taken into custody at 9:30. The suspect is a white male juvenile and has not been identified further. The shooting unfolded around 5 in the neighborhood near unless you're from, it's from River Greenway. What followed was an hour-long ordeal as authorities worked to apprehend the suspect. A woman was at the golf club driver range and said there was an unending stream of police. A golf pro came out to tell us to shelter inside. At 8:30, the police's residents remained in their home until further notice, and then it looks like they caught him in a cul-de-sac. So, not sure why, but we are at least our 531st mass shooting. So, yeah, not doing good in the mass shooting range this year. Elon Musk says it is critical. He says SpaceX can no longer pay for critical satellite services in Ukraine and wants the Pentagon to pick up the tab, which is not shocking, but I don't see why they wouldn't. Food prices are still surging, and here's what's getting more expensive. And that was what Jim Jordan, representative, said, that America can't afford groceries and rent and gas, and he's ready for the January 6th to be over. And I agree with him, too. Like, I would like them to address this issue. So prices at the grocery store continued to soar last month, adding even more pressure to shoppers' wallets. The Food at Home Index, a proxy of groceries, blah, blah, blah. But fruits and vegetables are 1.6% more, cereals 0.9, groceries 0.5, meats and poultry 0.4. So, yeah. And Pepsi, if you're a Pepsi drinker, their prices increased to 17%. Come on, Pepsi, you gotta do better than that. It's just some syrup, right? Says the Fed is losing the war against inflation. Federal Reserve, that is. We are up to 8.2%, the highest since 1982. We were at 6.6, but we're up to 8.2. So inflation is continuing to soar. And investors are now pricing in a 97% chance of a 4th straight increase of 0.75 of a percentage point. Federal Reserve is leaning on the most powerful weapon in its arsenal to ensure price stability: interest rates. It's a sledgehammer approach to solving a delicate economic puzzle. Inflicting pain now rather than letting inflation seep into the consumer psyche has become Fed's mantra. In other words, the Feds would rather crash the U.S. economy into a recession and potentially drag much of the global economy down with it, then wind up in an inflationary tailspin. But in the meantime, that means consumers are bearing the pain of simultaneously high prices and high borrowing costs. Soon that pain could be compounded by job losses and labor market softening in Fed parlance. Rather than walking the tightrope between a soft landing and a recession, the Fed now faces the potential of killing off economy's job creation. Beyond a simple rebalancing, is the Fed losing the fight? So far, it's certainly not winning. I'm just trying to see what's good in here. It's really no good news. There's, supply chains are in a bottleneck, a volatile global energy market, and rampant corporate profiteering can't be solved by additional rate hikes. It's time for the Chair Powell and the Fed to step aside and for Congress to step in. And I agree. That's where it's like this January 6th thing is kind of, we have bigger issues at hand, definitely. Social Security payments are going up if you were on there. Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse isn't doing very well. Trump started his new business, Trump.org. I'm just saying, this news is really depressing. The mother of 17-year-old killed in Parkland massacre says the jury got the verdict wrong. What she's meaning by that is they rejected the death penalty and he's just going to get life, which is almost worse. But he'll be 23-1 and locked down for 23 hours a day, which is almost worse. Grandfather arrested after toddler left in a returned rental car in a Florida airport. Come on, Grandpa, what happened? He had to be moving too fast. A Hertz employees report the toddler was found in a locked vehicle and car return lot. Deputies arrived to find the employee carrying the child whose face was warm and streaked with dry tears, but was breathing normally. The vehicle had been returned at 5:13, but deputies and the airport staff were unable to make contact with the driver after finding the toddler. Then a call came from the child's mother, who had just learned that her father had left her daughter in the rental car, not at his home, as he told her. The mother was on her way to the airport immediately to be reunited with her child, who was just under 2. Child was returned, and the grandpa was 62. He wasn't that old, had been babysitting his granddaughter and left her in the rental car. Tanner was remorseful and cooperative with deputies. He's charged with 1 count of child endangerment and the $2,500. So I don't know if he did it on purpose or not. Clearly they arrested him. So I don't know, Grandpa. Did you do that on purpose? I guess we'll find out. Cuba Gooding Jr. is avoiding jail time after complying with the plea deal. So he's got to pay some money. His career, he might have to go to making Tubi movies. They got plenty of Tubi and YouTube movies out there. Russia to help evacuate civilians from occupied Kherson as Ukraine makes gains. So Ukraine is invading there. Russia's kamikaze drones are the latest threat to Ukraine. Here's what we need to know about them. Not going to read that. Yeah, it's a busy night for news, guys. And I'm sure the weekend won't get any slower. And elections are getting closer. Yeah. It is just it's a wild, wild, wild day out here. Let's go into things I learned on TikTok, because it's always very interesting. And yeah. First, let's start with the best pickup lines, because how can you not love these?
Was your daddy a baker? Because you've got the nicest set of buns I've ever seen.
Do you drink soda? Because you look so delicious.
If I had a garden, I'd put your tulips and my tulips together.
Are you a magician?
Because abracadam. Life without you is like a broken pencil. Pointless.
I love that. Life without you is like a broken pencil, pointless. I like Are You a Gardener? Because I'm looking for a hoe. One of my favorites. Let's go to some next stuff here.
The woman I was trying to date sent me a wedding invitation. Crazy part, because she told me she ain't have enough time to date and then sent me a wedding date. Now she talk about you coming to the wedding. Bitch, I love you. I can't just be out here watching you get married. They gonna be like, speak now or forever hold your peace. And I'm scream out, that's my bitch! I miss you, baby. Oh.
I would never send a wedding invitation to my ex, but that's just me. Next.
Hey y'all, so I've been slowing down on like my story times and stuff like that because I'm trying to become a one man type of woman. So today I finally decided to like go out with one in public. So we go out to eat. After we go out to eat, like we go get ice cream and stuff like that, and we go back to his house to watch movies. Long story short, y'all. We get back to his house, he goes to the bathroom, and I go to plug my phone up. Now the way he got his house is set up is like he only has one outlet that's close by the couch and it's behind it. But he got it kind of like scooted away from the wall. So when I go plug my phone up, I see it's a pile of clothes behind the couch. Now, I'm nosy as fuck. So I turn the flash on. Y'all, why is it a bra, some shorts, baby clothes, and some sandals? Now, he don't have no fucking baby. So as soon as I see it, y'all, like I immediately like know in my head who I think it is, and it's like it's been this girl, like she'll react to like a few things that he'll post on social media. Y'all know, like I don't deal with people that aren't in relationships, so I asked him, I'm like, is this your girlfriend? Like, what is it? He was like, no, that's not his girlfriend. Okay, cool. So I go to her page, and y'all, I'm scrolling down her pictures. Sure enough, I see a picture of her with the fucking shorts on. So I take a picture of the clothes and I screenshot a picture of her and I send it to him, and I'm just like, take me home. I'm not arguing with nobody. I don't want an explanation because I already seen what I need to see. I already know what I need to know. So just go and take me home. So y'all, he come out the bathroom, which is whole time he and I ain't heard him use the bathroom not one time, which I know he was probably in there texting bitches because you was in there for that long and I ain't heard you use the bathroom yet. Yeah. Anyway, he come out the bathroom. He like, bro, what the fuck you talking about? Like, that's my sister and my nephew clothes. They was over here earlier. And I guess, like, she put it back there. Why would your sister leave her clothes and, better yet, leave them behind the couch? So I'm still not trying to argue because I didn't already seen the girl with the shorts on. So I'm just asking him to take me home, y'all. So he just still trying to explain it to me. And in my head, I'm like, Jamie, can you really be mad? Because you do what you do, so you can't expect for people to not do what they want to do. But I don't care. You can't do what I do. Or at least you can, but it's not going to be while you dealing with me. Yeah, I know it's selfish, but I really don't give a fuck. But yeah, long story short, this is why I keep me a roster, because I don't be having time for the bullshit and I be needing something to fall back on. So he brought me home. As soon as I got home, I blocked him because I don't have time at all.
Her logic is flawed, but I get it. It's like, my thing is, why do you gotta lie to kick it? That's an old saying. You don't have to. Like, if you're gonna be cheating, just cheat. Like, don't lie about it. Let's go to the next one.
I've decided I'm looking for a husband. Now hear me out. Hear me out. I'm looking for a straight man that would like to get married to another straight man.
I've been summoned. Y'all tagged me in this one a lot. Like a lot. So let's give the people what they want, shall we? As always, please remember to save and share this as it helps it in this world. I'm gonna let him take it away and then we'll talk about it. So here we go.
Man, you can date any woman you want to. You can have many girls you want to. I don't care. I'll never bitch about it. I don't care. I just want a joint, two-income household. Honestly, I'll remodel the house. I'll make it have 2 master bedrooms. I don't care. And as far as I'm concerned, you can have the master bedroom now I'll remodel the house and then take it when it's done because we'll have two incomes. We can afford it.
I said it once and I'll say it again. Majority, see I said majority, of cishet men do not actually like women. You are there to be their maids, their mothers, and their you-know-what pieces. Because here's the thing. Everything that he goes on to describe is what you can have with a woman partner.
It'd be nice if you cleaned up around the house. That'd be cool. But you know what? Don't care. We can get a maid. We can afford it. We'll pay a little extra and have her clean topless. Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be nice. Guess what? No bitching. Don't care. You won't care. I won't care. It would be nice.
It would be nice. As in he wants you to do that, but because it's with another man, it's acceptable because you bring an income to hire a maid and have her do it topless. There it was. Because you're just there to be a maid, a mother, and a you-know-what piece. I'm going to play just a little bit more and then we'll wrap this whole thing up.
It's nice to have some nice things and not have to deal with all the shit that goes along with a normal marriage.
Normal.
I'm okay with that. I just want the tax benefits. I want the two-income household and none of the problems that come along with marrying someone of the opposite sex. You can, like I said, date whoever you want to, as many as you want to. You bring them over, guess what? Pow, high five, good for you. She's a pretty girl. Guess what? Pow, high five.
I mean, this is not the most evolved version of myself right now, but I told you so. This is the thing. I know he doesn't speak for all men, right? But enough have proven the point over and over. Out of my love for you, I need you to repeat it with me. And that is that they think of most of you like a maid, a mother, and a you-know-what piece. They don't actually like women. They like female anatomy. They like the validation that they get from showing you off to their boys. Pow, high five, right there. Think of it like this. A lot of grown men look at marriage as a roommate that they get to have you-know-what with. That is also their maid, their mother. They're not looking for an equal partner. They're looking for someone that is submissive to them in the ways that serves their needs and wants. You know what I mean? Serious question, and I want the answers, please. How much do you really have in common with the people you are trying to date or are married to? Can't just be that you both want kids anymore. It doesn't align with where we are today. Part 2.
So this is interesting, and I talked to my husband about this. Obviously my husband is not that way. But I do know a lot of people, and I'm starting to kind of think that this is a pattern where dudes just literally want to do whatever they want. And yeah, they only are attracted to women for sex, but not for communication. They get along better with men. And I don't know if it's because society is changing to where some men don't feel like women are starting to be more vocal about their needs and wants, and maybe it's too stressful for men. Or men, I mean, I don't know what it is, but divorce is at still an all-time high. Between even LGBTQ people have a high divorce rate. So I don't think, it's just marriage in these days is becoming kind of a joke. Because if you're getting married for said cooking, cleaning, and sex, then you're getting married for the wrong things. It's literally a partnership. It's literally a relationship. It's literally a friendship. And I feel like, your partner, you should be able to respect that person, and they should be on your level. Me and my husband, we're on the same level. Like, I respect him as my friend, as my husband, as my lover, as my confidant. Like, we don't down each other. Obviously, we have disagreements. We're humans. We have life. We have stress. We are different people, but we are able to maturely discuss those. And sometimes we agree to disagree, and sometimes we agree for the betterment of our relationship. That doesn't take away from our identities in our marriage. And so I think that people don't understand what marriage really is compromised of. Yeah. I definitely agree with what he's saying, though. Dudes just have more in common with dudes because they can't communicate, in my opinion, with the new age woman. The new age woman is speaking up for herself. She wants to be more than just your mother, the mother of your children, and someone you have sex with. They want to be seen as more. So if you are looking for that, either you need to go get you a Handmaid's Tale type of situation, or maybe, you need to join a cult where the man is the leader or something, or just move over to Iran or something and you can have someone be very submissive to you, because it's just not, we are not living in those times anymore. Like, things have changed. So, and no diss to Iran, because some people love the husband being ahead. I have no problem with either one. It's not how my marriage functions. My husband is obviously stronger than me in a lot of ways, but we are also equal in a lot of ways. So it is why I am a heterosexual, because I do love my husband's strength and who he is as a man, but that is what I was looking for in a partner. But I was also looking for someone who I can have a dialogue with, who I could grow with, that type of thing. And I think a lot of people get married with the wrong kind of idea in their head of what marriage is, and it's literally hard. Like, you grow, you change, views you might have had changed. I know when me and my husband got married and got our house, we wanted a bigger house. Now I'm kind of like want to sell everything and travel. My husband likes to stay in one place. So, like, these are things that we'll have to compromise on in the future. But, that's the thing. You grow, times changes. And if you're not with somebody that you can grow with, good luck, man. Because marriage is not easy at all. It is very much a partnership. It is very much a friendship. It is so much more than sex, and so much more than someone cleaning your house and telling you they love you and stroking your ego. It's so much more than that. It's a commitment to a friendship. Same that you can have with a man. And like that guy was saying, he can respect the man to like have a job and pay bills and do his own thing. But with his wife, for some reason, she's complaining and nagging, and it's like, yeah. Anyway, next video.
Hennessy is a trans from New York. She was down here in Miami sleeping with guys. Some of them knew, some of them didn't know, but she exposed all of them. Go on Twitter, go on Instagram.
So this has been lighting up the ratchet side of Twitter, where this girl, her name is Hennessy Marie, and she is a transsexual, and I guess she moved from New York to Miami, and she had the whole operation and everything, and she came out. Well, someone exposed her. And so with that exposure, she's decided to disclose every man that she's ever slept with, which is kind of like, I don't understand her logic behind it, because if you are, unless the man was married and everybody does everything for clout, but if you do identify as a woman now, then you weren't in the wrong. Like, you had the operation and everything. So what is it about exposing these people, unless they're married or whatever, or you were just doing it for clout? It's kind of dangerous. And, I know a lot of trans people speak out about this because they do have a high murder rate amongst them. And, it's dangerous when you don't disclose your background. And so be safe out there. I know that in this day of social media, it seems so innocent, but you just never know who can get butthurt about you trying to expose them to something embarrassing. It's definitely not a game that I would want to play with. So good luck to you on your endeavors to, expose these people, because it's very dangerous. Let's go to our last.
What's that one basic human concept that your brain just cannot wrap your head around?
That when an elderly person has dementia and they go into that final stage of their life where they're basically comatose, and instead of humanely putting them out of their misery, we force them to basically starve and dehydrate to death and list that as natural causes.
And I saw this in, there was this movie, about this alien that came to Earth, and he said the same thing. He had visited a nursing home, and he was like, why are you keeping these people alive and using resources when they should die? what do you guys think about this? I mean, I know like how hard it is to say goodbye to a loved one, but I also know, me personally, I would not want to be, kept alive if I can't have, like, I have no use of the world, like, for myself. Why do we as a society do that? That is very interesting. And we all know that most people do that is for their own needs and wants, because that person laying in the hospital bed, as he said, dehydrating and pretty much starving to death, it's not a good way to go out. And so, yeah, I mean, even we put down dogs when they get too old. So that is something that I find that baffling as well. Like, I can't wrap my hand around it as well. So, yeah, what do you guys think about that stuff? So this has been an episode of What in the World is Going On Today. That's what I'm going to start calling these, because, yeah, there's always something going on. You guys enjoy your weekend and stay safe out there. And, yeah, pray for your brother and your sister. Efforts for Family is signing off.